let's shift the conversation, gentlemen, over to defensive storylines. And I want to start on the back end of the defense because I think a lot has moved, at least from where we thought things were back in July. Miles Farmer, gone. Don't really know, you kind of Marquise Buford not practicing. I mean, those were two at least perceived starters by just the rank and file average Nebraska fan. They're gone. But I think when you look at it now, two things have kind of emerged in camp. Isaac Gifford is a dude. They like Isaac Gifford. He's having a great camp. And then Tommi Hill, I think he's kind of the comeback story of the team. You think about where he was. I mean, this is a guy that, it was almost like he was run off and they moved him to receiver.
Yeah.
Just kind of as a gimmick.
Exactly.
I mean, Travis Fisher and him, whatever happened there, it didn't end well. And he moved over to receiver with Mickey. And then now he's back.
He's back. And it's interesting though. Our message board guys are smart. And somebody asked the question, so where is Hill playing? I can't say that I know.
Corner.
Is he definitely corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Malcolm Hartzog said.
Okay.
Earlier this week.
So okay. Thank you, Rob.
First guy mentioned.
So
opposite Newsome.
Hartzog.
And Hartzog's playing primarily safety right now. He's still going both ways, but as of earlier this week, he said Malcolm Hartzog said he was working more at safety.
Isn't it funny though? Like every guy goes out of their way to not tell you how and where they're playing on that back end. It's everybody plays all positions.
Cross train.
Like Malcolm, and that's obviously probably true, but you can't really get, other than Quentin Newsome's a corner. I think beyond that, it's, and Isaac Gifford's a safety.
Are you telling me that Hill could be a starting corner?
It would not surprise me.
That's what he was last year.
For 4 games,
yeah. He was a game one starter and obviously played his way out of that role, but you just pair all the praise that's going out to Tommi Hill right now. Like coaches, teammates alike are calling him not just a good player, but like one of the leaders of the team and like one of the bigger voices of the secondary.
Yeah, Rhule, Rhule interestingly went through what he called the guys who regulate the temperature.
Mm-hmm. And he named Tommi Hill
in the locker room, and there's only five guys, and Tommi Hill was one of them.
So we were asked in the chat, like, what's the big surprise on defense? It's Tommi Hill.
Yeah,
like I wrote him off. I thought he'd never play it down here again. And now all of a sudden we're talking about him as a potential starting cornerback.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people did write him off. I don't know that I completely write him off, but yeah, he's a surprise. I mean, remember against Georgia Southern last year, I thought that was the tipping point.
It was not good.
Because they were just going at Tom.
Yeah. Like I said, he played his way out of that starting job.
Well, and then whatever happened behind the curtain with him and Travis Fisher and the previous staff, he went, I don't know if he got emotional and upset. Something happened last year where then all of a sudden he was no longer a DB.
You remember we were in Rutgers. We were at Rutgers for that trip, which incredible.
The trip of the Nissan Titan.
And there he was
truck.
warming up. He was warming up with the receivers.
Yep.
It was like, wow. Yeah, he got not only lost his job, he's working with another group.
Remember Trev was playing catch on the sidelines pregame, like running routes. That was a fun. And then you have
what I remember most.
Well, the Barstool Sports guys were doing their show. It was an interesting trip, and the truck ran all day.
Yeah. The truck is what I'll remember most. But anyway, as far as Gifford goes, I can't. Come on, guys. Did we see this coming? That Gifford,
not to this level,
in practice 7, after practice 7, Rhule would be talking about Isaac Gifford like that. That he
as the alpha.
That he controls the secondary.
Yes.
That he's taken charge of that group. Would we have said that?
No.
I always knew he was a good athlete, though, and I just felt like in the previous staff, like he was a tweener, meaning they didn't know if he was a linebacker, they didn't know if he was a safety.
Right.
But I always can remember talking to his father, Sam, about basketball and how Isaac could literally like block shots on the top of the backboard. I mean, he was just a freak athlete. Like with all these great basketball players, he could run and you knew the athletic ability was there. I just think nobody wanted to commit to what he was. And Frost's staff offered him kind of a half-ass gray shirt.
Yeah. Gray shirt.
But then they screwed it up. Like what they did wasn't even legal. So like they had to put him on scholarship. Like
breaking news.
Well, no, like I think they tried to kind of like skirt around it where he wasn't going to count towards a number, but then the way he ended up coming in, he was going to count. So then they just put him on, and they had one that opened. But initially, he kind of came in as a walk-on for at least a semester.
Well, and listen, this is big. I mean, they found it. They found one of their main safeties, the guy who, again, Rhule says he controls the secondary. He's a dude. He's all in. The family loves the program. They would be here no matter who the coach was, probably.
Great family.
Yeah, great family. And you know, you use the word that's the best way to describe. He's just a dude. He's just a tough, rugged football player, and he'll anchor the secondary.
You know what I loved when talking about all the gains that he's made defensively. Somebody asked him, you know, what kind of roles he was going to take on special teams, and he kind of smirked. He was like, "I'm always going to play special teams.
Yep.
I'm going to play on as many as I can."
Yep.
Like that, to me, is why he's in this position and why the staff loves him so much, because he's the ultimate team guy by example, through his leadership and his voice, and then with his high level play on the field.
I had somebody in our post-practice comments say, "Doesn't he remind you of Casey from Yellowstone?"
Yeah, God, he does.
He does.
Now that you mention it, yeah,
startling.
Yeah,
see if Megan can do a side by side of that.
Yeah,
yeah. John Dutton's younger son that was like in the military.
Yeah.
And he's also a badass, by the way.
Yeah, he does definitely remind me of him. Interesting. And he drives a pickup.
Yep.
Tough kid.
I saw Gifford driving a pickup over by Mott's Lawn 2 this summer.
Oh, there he is.
Look at it. I mean,
Pretty
Isaac, what are you doing?
Isaac.
Moonlighting.
The range.
Yeah.
I think he's got a young child.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, like that could be your Halloween costume, Isaac.
Yeah,
if you're looking for a good one, just
God, Megan, that's perfect.
Yes.
I wish. Yeah, that's
Megan's on point.
Yeah,
behind the curtain. It's interesting too. You look at Reimer and Gifford could be two of the better guys on this defense. Both came as walk-ons to Nebraska, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, right. Well,
Reimer was a walk-on.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Reimer was a walk-on that quickly was given a scholarship.
Okay,
and same with
right,
Isaac.
Yeah, Reimer. Remember, Reimer made like an impression immediately on the staff. Like it was. Remember Barrett. Like right away, like, yeah, Reimer's going to be a player.
Well, 2019 out at Maryland, like it was almost freaky how good he looked when he came in the game late. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, this guy looks better. Then the first game of the pandemic, 2020 out at Northwestern,
he was a bullet.
He was a stud.
He was so quick. I mean, he was so much quicker to the ball than just about anybody. Yeah, so you know, now he's going to be one of the top 3 tacklers all time in program history. But yeah, those two guys are critical. Two Lincoln. Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2 Lincoln kids. I know Reimer was a Kansas guy for a while, but that's 2 Lincoln public school,
2
LPS products.
Yep.
Robin.
That's right. Hey,
like Rob.
we're doing something right now.
Yeah.